Alrighty boyos, welcome back once again to another video. How you guys doing, guys? Today we're going to be capturing some gameplay with Steel Wool Anthony. I haven't mentioned this in a quick minute, but as always, the first link in the description will be the link to my giveaway over on Twitter for Christmas. $200 giveaway, 10 winners, 20 bucks per winner. Go check that out, but without further ado, let's get into Steel Wool Anthony. So at the time of recording, I have yet to see a content creator make a video on Steel Wool Anthony, and I think it's about time that, well, I do it. I've actually been grinding over 7 to 8 hours today to get my hands on Steel Wool Anthony. I completed the storyline, I did everything I needed to do, and now it is time for some Steel Wool action. So let's jump into the perks, the traits, and whatever that Steel Wool Anthony has. Actually, I probably should go to the hero loadout. Now, Steel Wool Anthony is completely based off of his phase shift. His phase shift is his main ability. He's actually a Vanguard, but the weird thing about this is that there already exists a Vanguard in the game. See, this is the second mythic hero that we've ever gotten that is the exact same subclass as another hero that is just a normal legendary. The difference is this picture right here. Now here it shows that Steel Wool Anthony has slightly better stats in some areas than a normal Vanguard, which is very strange, and this is the first time that we're seeing that. But the Vanguard subclass, you know, as perks and traits is all the exact same. Whenever it comes to stats, a little bit different for Steel Wool Anthony as he's mythic. So for my squad bonus personally, I went for just regular assault rifle damage for my support slot, and for my tactical slot, I went for something having to do with the phase shift. The end of phase shift causes a blast, knocking enemies backwards. So this is for Birthday Brigade Ramirez, this is for a sergeant, and it's going to help out Steel Wool Anthony as he's a very mobile hero, and you're going to be phase shifting all over the place. Now if we take a look at phase shift Anthony's abilities, we have Focused Acquisition that comes with every single Outlander, Anti-Material Charge, which doesn't really have any buffs, the Loot Llama as usual, Shock Tower, which is actually really good. Okay, I know you guys can't see. Oh yeah, you can. You can freaking see chat. He's talking about my cringy my cringy intros. Yeah, basically we're running a subscriber's Twine SSD today. Help him out, and I can get some gameplay of Anthony while we're at it. So we got the Shock Tower. Shock Tower is actually pretty strong on the right heroes, like, you know, Fragment Flurry Jess. It's pretty strong on her. But here we go. We got Fist of the South Moon. Reduces cooldown for anti-material charge. Then we got Structural Strike. Dealing damage to a structure with anti-material charge. Reduces refund stamina and reduces the cooldown. That's pretty much it for anti-material. Then we got Phase Shift, and things get a little whack. So go down here, Phase Out reduces the refill time of phase shift charges by 3 seconds. Then we have Phase Runner, which increases the movement speed bonus of phase shift to 50% for 3 seconds. Then we have Energy Regen, which regenerates energy 24% more quickly. We got In the Zone, which is normal for pretty much anything. Iron Knuckles increases the damage of anti-material charge 150%, and then you got another phase shift. So anti-material charge, you're gonna get it refunded if you hit something. You know, you got the your refunded stamina and the cooldown goes down. You got cooldown goes down for this one right here, and you get enemy damage. And then for the rest of everything else, you're basically focused on energy and phase shift. So that is the Vanguard subclass. I don't think anybody's really covered the Vanguard subclass in depth. So there you go. I went over all the perks for you guys. This is what he looks like. As you level him up, you are eventually going to unlock this back bling. Now I'll show you guys this back bling. I will show you guys this back bling in game. I can't get anything right, guys. I'll show you guys this back bling in-game, but I'm not a fan of it, so we will be taking it off for the gameplay because there's something much cooler under it. So, without further ado of explaining myself and being cringy, according to my subscribers, you guys are freaking bullies, let's go ahead and get into this. I'm going to give Jai the host, and we are going to go into his Twine SSD and help him out. Oh my god. Things look a little different. Not like they're supposed to look, I don't think. Oh, I'm confused. Oh. What? What? I don't know what's going on, guys. Haha, Joey shook. Yeah, I am a little bit. Okay, let me turn down my game volume. I was not grabbing my crotch. So let's go ahead and show off this back bling in game really quick. If I can freaking access me menu. Back bling, skadoosh. This is what it looks like in game. Looks pretty dope. A little jingly. Pretty cool. But that's basically what it looks like in game. I'm going to get rid of it because I think what's under it looks a lot freaking cooler, which is also on the front. Wait, did I just turn it back on? Question mark? Turn off. There we go. I think this looks a lot cooler. The Viper Cobra thing that is on the back looks way cooler, and I like it a lot more. So this guy, Jai, pretty much has everything cut out for him in terms of the SSD. Basically, the reason I chose to do this as gameplay is that, one, I get to help out a subscriber, and two, it is a long mission that I can get gameplay with that I can pretty much end at any time I need to. So basically, as far as Vanguard is concerned, he does have Shock Tower, but with no buffs to Shock Tower itself. I'm going to die to a blaster already. These boyos do damage. Basically, as far as, you know, this man himself is concerned, is, like I said, phase shift. Now, I guess I might as well demonstrate that while basically his traps do everything. I'm saying basically a lot. Let's go and demonstrate the phase shift ability by phase shifting across the entirety of Twine Peaks really quick. So, server lag has been really bad today. I'm going to go and say that. Phase shift is pretty insane on this character. He gets a little speed boost after you phase shift. You know, you phase shift again and again and again. Doesn't really cost up too much energy. Doesn't really cost up too much recharge. You can just phase shift and basically go anywhere you want, when you want, with Anthony. And that's kind of where his pluses end. You know, he basically just... I know I'm saying it a lot. I know you're going to comment it. Don't comment it. Basically with... I did it again. He just uses phase shift a lot, okay? And that's kind of where all the pluses for this guy end. There's nothing really good about Vanguards, at least in my opinion. You know, if you guys use Vanguards a lot, then you can let me know in the comments down below. You know, hey, Joe, you're not using them right, blah, blah, blah. For me personally, you got to be able to do some damage, and you got to be a little bit better than just phase shifting all over the place, you know? And yeah, I'm sure that Anthony's anti-material charge is good, quote unquote, maybe, which we're going to give it a try if I don't die, please, because he's got... That's it. I am confusion? I know I'm an Outlander, right? But I think I just got schmelted through a wall. And that normally doesn't happen, guys. That normally doesn't happen. But we're going to try to at least hit an enemy with his anti-material charge. Oh, there's a banner there. Nice. So, I don't think there's any Huskos around here. Dude, this is so weird. I'm going to punch you. Was that like half of his health aside from traps? I'm not entirely sure. Basically, I'm about to get up in people's jams, and I'm about to freaking start phase shifting all over the place to knock them back. And that's pretty much all I'm going to do. You're quite squishy. You know, you are an Outlander. But your damage is lacking as a Vanguard. And this character as a Mythic, I think, is pretty useful if you got a team that can carry you. If you got some Urban Assaults, if you got some... Same, because the creator could. If you got Urban Assaults, you know, if you got some Constructors and stuff. But overall, you look at the Vanguard class, and the Vanguard class doesn't serve a purpose, like, whatsoever. You know, something that I'm excited for personally is that I hope that in the future we get some changes where you using 106 on 132s. One thing I do hope for in the future is that whenever the new hero overview happens, that guy's probably right. Might want to use 130s, yeah? When the whole new the hero overview comes about, hopefully, you know, this character in and of itself won't be terrible, you know? Because in his current state, he does not serve a purpose. And like I said, guys, I want you guys to tell me... Do I have all fire weapons? Oh, I got water. I want you guys to tell me that, you know, if Vanguard personally does serve a purpose. I don't think he does. I think he's a pretty garbage character overall. I think the skin is cool. I think the character is cool. But aside from that, Vanguard doesn't really do much of anything. I'm going to try to get an anti-material charge in here on like a, you know, fully flazed enemy. Punch those guys. I don't really think I killed anybody. I think pretty much with that, I nearly killed myself. Using Vanguard is underwhelming, to say the least. And, you know, I know a lot of people are going to be very disappointed. You know, they grinded out Canny Valley as much as they did so that they could unlock Steelable Anthony and they could try him out and yada, yada, yada. The thing that you do got to remember here, though, is that, like I said, the whole hero change thing that's going to be happening in the future could really make a difference, you know, whenever it comes to these weaker subclasses and, you know, just classes in general, I guess you could say, on how you can build them in the future. And it's going to be a big change, you know. I truly believe that it's going to be quite the big change. I'm going to see if I can, like, you know, throw my shock tower down and run away. There we go. A little bit of shock tower damage in there. Not really noticing too much of a difference. So you don't want to use Vanguard offensively. And I'm trying to use him offensively. I really am, to at least get a little bit of gameplay with him. You know, he's probably not the most optimal SSD hero. You know, I understand that. But he's not really the most optimal hero for anything. He does not serve a purpose. There is no mission type where speed is a necessity. You know, in Destroy the Encampments, yeah, you need speed to get around, but you can use your directional pads and you can use the damage of your heroes to simply get past the mission faster. But most missions involve attacking and defending, you know? Destroy the Encampments involves attacking, Deliver the Bomb involves attacking. Survive the survivors, save the survivors. I was about to say survive the survivors, which that would be a pretty dope mode if I do say so myself. I mean, I don't know how it works. But, you know, save the survivors. That is an attacking game mode, but it's also a very damage oriented. It's very fast oriented. Is what I meant to say. Of course, it's damage oriented, but you know, Vanguard, maybe he could serve a purpose in survive. I keep wanting to say it, guys. Keep wanting to say it. That you guys subscribe for cringy content. I appreciate that. You know, 30,000 strong. But you know, you really do, for Save the Survivors, you do need a little bit of speed if you want to get it done, or you know, get certain things finished pretty fast. But it's kind of the same thing with Destroy the Encampments. You don't really necessarily need it, as you already have all these traps and tools that can assist you with it. So if I'm being entirely honest, you know, I just tried off the dome, you know, off the top of my head. I'm trying to come up with reasons why Vanguard would be good, and the only reason I can think of is movement, you know? And movement at the end of the day is not going to help your team at all, ever. You know, at the beginning of a mission, you can run around really fast and grab the pylons and buff your team, but anybody can do that. A constructor could do that. You know, they might not be able to do it as good as you, but at the end of the day, the mission starts when people say it starts, unless it's like a retrieve the data, for instance. You know, most people decide when things are going to go down. So I truly don't think Vanguard serves a place whatsoever in Save the World at all. And, you know, like I said, the whole hero change that they said was going to be coming sometime in the future, maybe that's where this can serve its purpose. But to be honest, guys, I'm extremely tired. I've grinded all day for this character, and the best thing that I can say about him is that he looks cool and that he has potential use after the whole hero update. And that being said, you know, I don't want to be negative. I'm not negative about this hero whatsoever. Like I said, the hero update is really going to determine the use of this character. He's the Maverick skin from Battle Royale. It looks really cool. I love that they went with the Maverick skin for Anthony. I'm not sure. I know he was introduced like quite a while back. I'm not sure if Anthony himself was introduced before Maverick's skin or not. I truly don't know. But, you know, maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. Doesn't really matter whether or not he came from BR. He's a cool looking character, and he looks like he belongs in, you know, Steel Wool. So I do like the idea of Anthony. So hopefully in the future he can be more useful, but just in his current situation, he's not useful at all. Mobility does not get you anywhere in this game. There's no need for mobility, and that's just kind of the bottom line. Shock Tower, other heroes will definitely do it better, and you know, that's not to say that if a hero can do something better, then you know, only use that hero, but they do it a lot better is what I'm trying to say here. They do Shock Tower a lot better. There's heroes that do, I guess he's just gonna chill. There's heroes that do anti-material charge a lot better. You know, oh yeah, whoop-de-doo, I just punched the Smasher and did nothing. You know, yeah, I get a damage perk on my anti-material charge, but you're an Outlander that doesn't really specify in damage whatsoever. It doesn't really have a use. Your range on your anti-material charge as well determines how useful, how useful your damage is going to be on your anti-material charge. And you're not going to go anywhere. You know, you're going to give somebody a little tiny tap on the booty and you're screwed. As you guys saw earlier, I tried to get up close and personal with those husks and I tried to punch them, and yeah, you know, they're power level 132. But this is in-game content, and what matters at the end of the day is, you know, how it's going to perform at the end game. How good is your character going to be, and how good is it going to stack up against the toughest enemies in the game? And I think that, you know, come to think of it, this is kind of a good place to test it. Vanguard is definitely not a good character to use. Yeah, you know, like I said earlier, there are certain SSD characters that are better at SSDs. You know, you want to use those characters in SSDs. But, you know, this is no different than, like, say, an Atlas mission, a deliver the bomb mission, a retrieve the data mission. All I'm doing is standing around and defending objectives while shooting at husks. None of my abilities whatsoever in this situation are useful at all to my team. The only thing that is useful for me is, hey, look, I can jump around, I can phase shift, I can get some extra speed. It's really fun, you know. I will say that the phase shifting is fun. Is it good? No. It is not good whatsoever. I just beat my team barely, whoever that guy is. He's dire. You know, I barely got here, you know, first before anybody else did. Barely. Without using a hoverboard and just using my mobility and stuff. But Vanguard's been in the game for a quick minute, if I were to say so, and it's just never been useful. And, you know, like that screenshot I showed you guys, you know, you got some slightly different stats and stuff for Vanguard Anthony, but at the end of the day, he's just not worth it, people. If you guys were having the intent of grinding out, you know, this entire quest line for the sole purpose of, I'm about to die, if you guys, you know, we're going to grind this out for the sole purpose of getting Anthony, this video serves the job of doing the job to basically tell you guys that you don't need to rush to get this guy. You know, he's his own little entity. He's not going to be anything crazy. He's just going to be a side fun character that you can use in lower tier missions, and that's kind of where the plus sides end. So that's pretty much it for my commentary. That's really all I got to say about Anthony. If you guys did make it to this point in the video, I greatly do appreciate it. You know, any extra watch time, or if you guys watch any extra ads or anything, you know, it's greatly appreciated. It honestly is, and I do notice, you know, when certain people, you know, comment things in the comment section that have to do with certain parts of the end of the video, you know, it helps me out a lot, so I greatly do appreciate it if you guys are still watching. But that's pretty much it for the video. That's really all I got to say, and it really doesn't extend much past that. So I want to hear your guys' opinions in the comments down below. These guys are fire, these guys are water, and I don't have a nature weapon, I don't think, so screw me. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. I greatly do appreciate it. That is pretty much it for Vanguard. I said Vanguard. I literally Anthony mixed with Vanguard. I have been grinding way too much today, guys. I think that's a fact, but guys, thank you so much for watching. I greatly do appreciate it. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you did like it, just if you did not. Subscribe if you're new. I'm going to go ahead and help out Jai with the rest of his SSD, as crazy as it's about to get. And I'll see you guys next time.